You know, I'm doing 4,500 RPM, and I guess I'm in third gear maybe. So we shift off here, and I'm totally focusing on the corner. Totally focused on the corner head of the road. I'm braking. I'm not fighting the bike to get it under control with it bucking back and forth and all kinds of nonsense. You can see how much easier I came into that turn. Now here we're about the same, but I can roll on the throttle. I can control my speed a lot better because I'm in control of the bike, not fighting the throttle. I come over that turn at exactly the speed I want to come over it. I come down here exactly what I want to do. I'm riding the bike the way I want to ride it, not the way the throttle dictates that I ride it. Not the way that the power band and the throttle response dictate that I ride it. Nice and smooth, and I was able to get it to do this once I shifted it up into, say, third or fourth gear. I was about the same RPM, 4,000 RPM. I had plenty of power, I had about the same power, and I was in control of the bike. Once I got out of the meat of the power band. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say it would be a great idea for anyone to ride this bike through those turns at 6,000 or 7,000 RPM, but I think it would be much safer to do it on this bike than on that one. And you'd have much better control of what's going on in the back wheel. This guy's decked out in full Ducati gear. Much better control of what's going on in the back wheel than you would on that bike, on that Panigale. Now, it doesn't have the traction control, and yeah, you'd be more at risk of having to backstep out on you if you got real sloppy. But that's only going to happen if you're stupid. Which I don't think anybody in their right mind should have to worry about, especially on, so I think that summarizes it very well. And frankly, this bike has more than enough power. I don't have to worry about it competing with a Panigale in terms of power. It has plenty of power. Not an issue. It may not have the handling, but I would say the odds that you will be able to exploit the handling on a Panigale and do things on it that I can't do. The reality of that is it's not real. It's a fantasy. I'm sure there are certain roads where I would say, oh shit, I can't even begin to keep up with the Panigale because it's just too quick handling. I would say it's much more of a problem because I just wouldn't have the stones to even try to do it on any bike, much less, you know, I just wouldn't be that kind of rider. You know, that's not going to be me. I'm not going to be that guy who is saying, let's go 10/10 on this road. I'm not going to be that guy. I will sit there and park my bike and watch you do 10/10 on that road. And you know, frankly, if you survive it, great. And if you don't, I'd be like, oh, what'd you expect would happen? So that's how I see it. I can't even imagine riding that fucking Panigale through this shit. I mean, I'm sure it could be done, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure it could be done, but I wouldn't want to. I would never want to be like on and off the throttle, cutting traffic on that bike. It's just made too much of a sacrifice for sportability. I think a lot of these bikes have. They're over overemphasizing sportness or sporting riding and not emphasizing sufficiently just plain riding them, you know, and just too much. One more thing about that 1199 demo. I think if what you have to do essentially is put these things in rain mode to ride them, you know, like this, just kind of cruise along and have it be something you can tolerate, then I know I'm better off with this bike because I don't have to worry about it only having 120 horsepower or something like that in a mode that I actually enjoy riding it, without having to flog the crap out of it. It's just too uncomfortable to ride it in a sense where the slightest little throttle opening, you know, makes the bike just surge forward. And the guy's telling me, oh, it's got so much torque that does this. I said, no, it doesn't have that much torque. That's the problem. I had the same problem with the R1, the same problem with the there's two reasons. The same problem with a number of other bikes. Second, it isn't making shit for torque off idle, okay? Don't give me this crap about it has so much torque that it surges forward when you just crack the throttle open. Because if you are riding it at 3,500 RPMs or something like that, it's not making a damn bit of torque. It just is a rough throttle. That's all there is to it. So to get away from that, you have to ride it in a mode that chops the power substantially. No, that's not something I'm interested in. I'm not interested in that whatsoever. I'll take the solid 150 that's rideable rather than worry about pursuing 200 in a bike that's not rideable. You know, it's barely rideable, I should say. So anyway, obviously not the only person going up here on bikes. Speaking of Ducatis, that's a couple of Gixxers. That's cool, man. So anyway, a lot less crowded today. Should be somewhat sane. I hope they take, she's running a Honda, right? Is it a Honda? Yeah, it's a CBR. I don't see a lowering kit on it, but I wouldn't be surprised if she had one. Oh. Anyway, let's take some video for a while. I gotta stop and get gas.